concise and brief. We have something for you. So you just have a look, have a listen, and then we'll discuss it. Jolati, over to you.
Yeah, so like I was going through TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
My usual,
scouring, or just looking around
before I go to sleep, so I can
sweet dreams, just look at nice things.
But I saw this beautiful lady.
Very pretty lady.
Beautiful lady, like come on.
And she has forehead though.
Oh nah, dog. Come on, man.
Those are very cute Kenyan women. Like they have the forehead and she's very cute. Man. So what did she say?
Let me listen to what she has to say.
Okay, I'm interested. And then she give you sleepless nights, eh?
I watched the video like,
oh shit. Here we go again.
I know they understand why. Beautiful lady.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, let me be the judge of character. Just play the video. Play the video.
Ghanaian women need to understand that most Ghanaian men do not like or respect women. Obviously, we live in a patriarchal society.
So Ghanaian men don't like and respect women. Well, why is she saying that though? Okay.
Obviously, we live in a patriarchal society, so women are considered as inferior to men. I grew up around a lot of Ghanaian men, and I have heard the majority of them say the most hateful things about the women in their lives, calling them stupid, senseless, unintelligent, inferior beings. I'm sorry, but this women unalivement has been there since the ages of old, and it's only coming into the limelight because Ghanaians are becoming more accepting of social media. I'm not saying it's right to cheat someone or cheat on someone. What I'm saying is it's not okay to murder someone for these reasons. Nobody deserves that. If that was the case, half of Ghanaian men would be gone by now because cheating has been so normalized for you. Oh, your husband cheated. Oh, forgive him. You know how men are. What? Just know that a lot of these men care more about their egos getting hurt than your life. Why are their friends to laugh at them? If he has hit you before, he will hit you again. He might even...
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What the fuck? Like,
no, wait. Let me hear the beginning again. I'm confused.
Don't worry. We'll go step by step.
Okay.
First, statement by statement.
Well, should we take it like that?
Statement by statement.
Okay.
Because there are potholes in everything she said from beginning to end. She was all over the place, didn't make real sense of anything. So let's start.
Ghanaian women need to understand that most Ghanaian men do not like or respect women.
What do you think about that?
Well, it piques my curiosity. So then the next thing I go is, why would a cute lady say something like that? So I mean, I won't go ballistic. I'm curious.
No, because if
she made a statement. That means it's coming from experience.
If it's experience, then you can't open your mouth and say most Ghanaian men do not like or respect Ghanaian women.
No, she's overlooking the number of people who are getting married almost every other weekend and saying that they don't like or respect.
First of all, how many men do you think are in Ghana? Do you know the population of men in Ghana?
Maybe she's counting just the people in Accra.
Do you know all of them?
Do you? She knows. She's experienced them. You haven't.
Every single man in Accra.
Clearly.
She can make a statement about most Ghanaian men. That is about 60 and above.
But it's
60% and above.
Let's hear what else you have to say. Because it just piques my interest. I just want to know, like...
No, how do you make statements like most Ghanaian men do not like or respect women?
I mean, it's the same way, and I've seen a tweet before where one guy was just saying that I've heard it before, that he also said that like Ghanaian men don't respect the woman. I've seen somebody, a dude say it before, a male feminist say it before. So it piques my interest. I just want to know, like, why. The thing is, so even if you have a brother, you say the same thing? I don't know. Because I have cousins. I have female cousins, right? I don't have a sister. I have female.
Maybe her father is like that with her. So
We never know. I have female cousins. I wouldn't necessarily say that all, but I would say on average, this is what happens most times. So it's easier to say that this happened. So I understand where she's coming from. She's saying this based off of maybe she's seen it or heard about it many times.
No, you can't even say that, because if she's saying from her experience, she hasn't met every single man in Ghana.
Yeah, but you see, that's what it piques my interest. Then I like to ask why. So the rest of the video continues.
Let's continue.
You get what I'm saying?
Respect women. Obviously, we live in a patriarchal society, so women are considered as inferior.
This is where you lose me, dear lady. This is where you lose me. Do you know what a patriarchal society looks like? Let's hypothetically go with your
Patriarch.
Yeah, let's go with it. Patriarchy. It's a system that's run by men. Okay, cool.
On average.
Cool. Let's agree with your context, right? What is wrong with that?
I don't know what, like, I don't know. It's a topic.
No, she said obviously. When you say obviously, remember, it's based off of competence, not equality. Competence. I'm sure there were female civilizations, but they all died off.
Patriarchal systems in the world, but what happened to them?
And the beautiful thing is, like, what she doesn't understand is, women dictate the buyer market. 2 out of 3 buyer market experience are actually, what's the word?
I don't know what you're saying.
It be consumer markets.
Yeah.
Is actually determined by women. So if you say we live in a patriarchal society, good, fine. Let's agree that that's the case. But who dictates the market? I've heard of free tampons, free AIDS for most women. I don't hear of free stuff for men. I don't have any mental health facilities for men. The people who run the society have the most suicide rates, the most deaths, the most divorces, the most single people. The same people who run the society are the most disadvantaged.
And yet we live in a patriarchal society.
Okay, let's carry on.
And you know what? She had a nerve to say, obviously we live in a patriarchal society, so men view women as a inferior sex.
I mean, there are a group of people who are the outliers, right? That will agree, okay, yeah, there are a lot of shitty men, you know. But this is the thing. Your mom had a child with your dad, and the child was you. I don't mean that in any disrespect, with any disrespect. I mean it in the sense that people had to have a genuine sense of your dad to a certain degree. Let's just say he was even a shitty person, right? To a certain degree, he had a certain level of love, affection for your mom or both parties to have you. Because you clearly, she looks like you come from good genes. Like she's cute, right? Nice looking lady. Your dad chose well, your mom also chose well, and then here you are. If you say something like this, that women are seen as tools or items, you shouldn't even be allowed to say this right now. Maybe I don't know what I'm saying, but make the video just play. Maybe I don't know what I'm saying.
In a patriarchal society, so women are considered as inferior to men.
No, but like, what do you mean they are considered inferior to men? Like, I don't get it.
It's based off of competence, darling. Competence, not equality.
They are not equal. Men and women are not equal.
I've had this conversation with someone before who was a male feminist. And the thing is, are men and women equal?
We are not.
Absolutely not. That means there's a difference there's not just a difference in our abilities, there's also a difference in our thinking,
Yeah.
our mental build-up.
We are not the same.
We are
not equal.
Some women can obviously do things that some men can do, and some men can do things that women can do. But it's generally not wise for men to do stuff that women can do, and for women to do stuff that men are supposed to do, not can do, are supposed to do. There's a difference. In the relationship market, there are double standards. Same with the world. It's understandable if a woman will not date a man because he doesn't have what it takes to be able to court her. There's something called the Haven theory, signaling theory, which states clearly that you, as a male or in the mating kingdom, you're supposed to offer up choosing signals to make you stand out as the quality mate for the lady. It takes a lot for a lot of men to be able to achieve certain statuses to meet a woman's status quo, whether it's on the low end or on the high end. A man must genuinely go through stuff to become. It's a matter of competence, not equality. Competence. I'm not saying women are not competent. If you go to other parts of the world, there's an understanding of how things work. If you leave men and women to their own accord to do difficult things or to the edge of survival, people will naturally resort to their gender roles as to things they're supposed to do. If you're walking with the lady, you don't expect that if you attack, the lady is going to be the one to jump in to throw kung fu kicks.
It's not even about expectation. It's about who is more likely to fend off the attacker. Is it a man or a woman? Who is more physically equipped to fend off the threat?
I think it's more so about the women who usually don't get their cake and have it. When they don't get their fill, then they tend to have some of these complaints. But those who have it going good, I don't see them complain. There's lots of women who appreciate how things are going because it benefits them.
Because they know how to.
But this is the funny thing. You are in a patriarchal world, and you have one of the best. You are in one of the best eras of life you can ever think of.
Yeah.
You can broadcast whatever message you have to say without fear of judgment or fear of having anything happen to you. Let's say in the olden days, as we say, we're in a patriarchal society where when you post this video,
you have no right.
The kings will come with their horses and come in and catch you and then go prosecute you.
Because you're a woman.
You have data. You can just do anything you want. You live in a freer society, and yet you still have to find a way to complain. Good for you.
Let's go.
I grew up around a lot of Ghanaian men, and I've heard the majority of them say the most hateful things about the women in their lives, calling them stupid, senseless, unintelligent, inferior beings. I'm sorry, but this.
No, I don't think it's a right thing for men to call women unintelligent or senseless.
Or inferior beings.
Because women play one of the most important roles in this world, period. And I'm not talking about childbirth.
Who speaks like that?
Hmm.
Who calls other women, which kind of man calls women inferior, unintelligent beings? Who does that?
Clearly men who are immature.
I've actually never heard other men call other women like that before. Maybe it's something that has to do with the kind of people you deal with.
Man. Stop sleeping with these men, young lady. Stop sleeping with these.
Attracting this kind of men.
Stop it. Get some help.
Maybe there's something about you that keeps bringing out or meeting these kind of people.
Well, she said some. I'm sure there are good ones. But the thing is,
most of the men she meets, she knows.
But I'm sure she's probably met good ones. But she doesn't like the good ones.
Why would she like the good ones?
You see, the thing, for the most part, you're supposed to understand is an intelligent man understands one key thing: where they came from. They don't downplay that. And where they came from I mean in a sense that women inherently shape the overall physical appearance and behavior of all men. All. Everybody was given birth to by a woman. Every single human being came from a woman. That means the man, with respect to how he may feel about women, at some point, to guarantee his lineage to go on, he requires a woman. You guys you are like in EMAT, we call it a constant. Find X, your X, like the X that is always there. If you clean the bodies, if you go come tomorrow, X day there. Every man who desires to have continuity of lineage always understands one key thing. Whether I marry the person or not, I'm going to need a woman to give me children. My seed, like every man understands this. I mean, if they don't, then I don't know what there's to do for it. You have a role that you play. So maybe what you can do is instead of worry about those who are saying something about those people, maybe you could just pick quality men. Or be friends with quality men.
Attract quality men.
Because if I am with a woman and she treats me badly, you do realize that I can't sit in a council of men and have a conversation about the girl and say she broke my heart and everything. Because after you complain for a while, what do? You have to learn from the experience and move on. That's it. If you don't learn from the experience, you the lady, and you go from one unintelligent or one guy who says women are unintelligent to another, then it really begs the question, the kind of people you hang with or have in your circle.
They say you are what you attract, huh? Have you ever heard of that?
I don't know, it's usually some of these good-looking women, they always find themselves in, I don't know.
It's always the toxic guys that they find attractive.
Is it a toxic? What baffles my mind sometimes is,
You like the bad boy.
oh no, that's even understandable. You know, I understand for some women here, like
Venture.
I understand. But the thing is, if you stay in the bubble for too long, you become the bubble. Yeah. So for all the things she said, she never said one single nice thing about
Men. The good men she has encountered.
none.
Because we live in a patriarchal society. All men are bad.
Of which almost every other thing that she uses was invented by men. The irony.
If there was no man, everything would go to shit.
Well, maybe we don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe we don't.
Let's carry on.
But this women unalivement has been there since the ages of old, and it's only coming into the limelight because Ghanaians are becoming more accepting of social media.
Which women are unalignment? Oh wait, was you talking about the man that I think killed or unalived his girlfriend when he found out he was cheating or something? But if that's the case, like that's like one of the like a rare
You see,
occurrence.
the thing that happens usually is, for a lot of, on average, a lot of women are attracted to certain kinds of men. So they use those kinds of men to judge the array of most of the men. Doesn't make sense. For the average woman, almost about 60% of men are invisible to her. Because the quality men that she's looking for is just a few of them. Height, check. Have a business going, money, working, status, check. Check, 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 check. It's just a small number. The Elon Musks and the Zuckerbergs and
They're actually the minority.
they are the minorities. So if you look at the minority to judge the majority, you tend to have a skewed view of how it actually works. And on the other hand, it's actually different from man to woman, because for we the men, if she's cute, she's nice, we'll take her.
Don't need much.
It's rather unfortunate. We're not as standardized and always going for quality like women do. Women are good. They run the social game. They know how to pick. So when usually, they usually know how to go for the people who seem like they have their stuff together. So when I see them complaining that men treat them a certain type of way, it's quite fascinating to me because you realize that the kind of men that you want, 250 other women in the vicinity want the same man. Now, if you are the lady and you are the dream target of majority of women and you are the minority, guess how you are going to act? Just think about it.
I'm not saying it's right to cheat someone or cheat on someone. What I'm saying is it's not okay to murder someone.
The part I don't understand is, how did you go from don't like and respect to cheating? And the part that I never get is,
It's all over the place.
you see, if you as a lady, if a man is complaining that women like money and the rest, they're quickly shut down because everybody likes money. It's not just women. Everybody likes money. Men are skewed in the dating market as well. We also want certain kinds of women. Big buttocks, big breasts, big whatever it is on the woman that is sexually attractive, or very good looking women. We're also skewed in our mindset. And sometimes we don't get what we want because for the most part, we probably don't or can't afford the consistency of that lifestyle. So what do? We back away. And then we count our 10 toes and we move. Yeah. No guys out there sitting down and complaining to another woman about his situation and then she's sitting down and finding him attractive.
And what she's saying kind of doesn't make sense because if these guys are the most men that are bad for the society, then everything should be going to shit right now. Because most men are trash, right? If that's the case, when you step out, most men, the men you should be encountering should be liars, shouldn't like you.
Oh, but I agree with the premise men lie. Men, we lie.
We have to lie.
We lie. It's
Doesn't-
not good, but we lie.
Doesn't mean we hate you.
We lie. We lie. But it's
It's a necessity.
women lie too,
Dealing
but
with
men
women.
lie.
Dealing with women is a necessity. I don't like to lie, but sometimes you have to. Somehow you guys like it for some reason.
No, but the thing that fascinates me is if you always tend to call men like they lie, they cheat, they do this, fine. Let's agree to yes, men are the worst people ever. But this is the thing. How do you as a lady, if you use all those talking points all the time, right? After a while, when does it get old? Because from where I'm standing, you have the choices, you have the options. There's not many men that have many options. When men have a lot of options, we see them as studs. Yeah, whatever that is.
Accomplished, so they can have that.
When women have a lot of options, they're seen as probably the most beautiful, depending on how many you relate to. If it goes to the end of the scale, you're seen as a hoe, right? You don't sleep with them. But if a lot of people are chasing you, it means, yeah, maybe there's something special about you. But then again, for you as a lady, you don't just want to be dated, courted, and just left. You want somebody who actually takes you seriously. Just to a point where it's a haven signal. Like they're going to spend quarter of their salary. Zahavian signaling is spending a quarter, in human terms, spending a quarter of your salary to buy a ring, to virtue signal to a woman that you are competent enough to be with her.
Forever.
Think about this. You don't see women going around having to do that. In any place where a woman is required to spend a quarter of their salary.
They're buying boxes.
Boxes that we go take. Man, we're not really.
We don't need much. We don't need you to provide for us that much. All we need from you is peace. And that one too, you are calling us misogynists.
No, but the thing is, when you don't know what you are looking for, everything seems out of it. So it's like when some of them struggle in the dating market, they tend to blame, because like the thing is, I don't know who to blame, because the moment I have to blame women, then I have to start to see the similarities in the things that I do, just like my other fellow women.
So the problem wouldn't be the women, to be you.
Exactly.
So maybe
Exactly.
you should look in the mirror.
No, you see, they like to go to the extreme. But you see, the thing is,
So
there are people who are going through serious things in life. But then when people have trivial issues, like, or hearsay, most of the people like her, like, I don't think she's been through the stuff she's talking about. But you purport it like it's happened to you before. So then you have a lot of women, from younger ladies, going around assuming that this is what happens if you're with men. So there's this sort of tension that's always growing between men and women.
Or she doesn't even have the full story of what's going on in her friend's life. You're just making up shit.
Because I've never heard, I've been in the midst of women have conversations. I've never heard any lady even ever be like, I would find out from the guy's side of the story. I mean, I understand there's bias. Even men, we do that too, so it's fine. That's not even an argumentative point. But the point I'm trying to make is, look around you as a person. Individually assess the belief system that you have on these things and ask yourself, where did I get this thought from? Is it my own thinking or somebody tell me?
Or is the result, is the way I'm thinking giving me the results I need?
You know, if your 1 + 1 is adding up to 2, hey, do it.
It works. Patriarchy has been working since dawn of time. The rule of women, I'm sure in some civilization somewhere it came about, but it was demolished by patriarchy because it's not competitive. It's not capable of withstanding the harsh realities of life.
Like, I'm disappointed, to be honest. I would have loved, because I would have loved the idea that, I don't know, maybe I'd love to interview her sometime. I'm really curious why she'd have this thought, though. I'm not against her, but because I've heard other ladies say it before, and sometimes I just wonder where it comes from. Does it happen to you guys? Do you, if it truly happens to you where you were abused or treated in certain ways, do you get help? Like, what do you do? Do you just go online and purport it? What do you do? Because if it happens to you and happens to you again and again, we can't keep blaming the other person. Life is actually unfair. I don't agree with things that happen.
It's neither right or wrong. It's just the way it is.
It's unfair on the other end for men too. Probably much more than you think. Higher suicidal rates. Most shittiest jobs. Highest death rates. Like, think about it. The worst conditions for the same patriarchy happen to the patriarchs.
Most men, yeah.
The patriarchies. The patriarchies.
The men you hate. No, the men you are hating on, not hate, man, shitting on.
You know, before you even say something like that, just think about your brother. Think about, because
your friends.
I think about the kind of conversation I would have with my cousins or women around me about issues like this. Because I'm more involved with the idea that if you tend to pick well, you don't have to worry about the things that come with, because you took time to pick well. You don't have to experience them to experience them. Yeah. Bars. But hey, you never know. Maybe she's just saying it.
Yeah, let's finish what she said.
What I'm saying is, it's not okay to murder someone for these reasons. Nobody deserves that. If that was the case, half of Ghanaian men would be gone by now, because cheating has been so normalized for you. Oh, your husband cheated. Oh, forgive him. You know how men are. What? Just know that a lot of these men care more about their egos getting hurt than your life. Why are their friends to laugh at them? If he has hit you before, he will hit you again. He might even...
You know, a funny thing, in most statistics, Same-sex relationships with women are the most violent in every relationship case you can ever think of. Fun fact. Same-sex relationships with men is the lowest. Heterosexual, as it's supposed to be, like men and women, certified pass. Like, which man will survive ever even telling the story of how they physically abused a woman? You know anybody? If you go talk with them, we'll laugh about them.
The thing is, even if anyone sees a man abusing another woman in public, who comes to help?
Other men.
Other men. Police, standbys.
Men are actually appalled by men who hate women. Because hating somebody who isn't physically a match for you is cowardly. It's cowardice. It's the ultimate level of weakness that a man could show to actually take advantage of somebody who cannot defend themselves. Does every woman in Ghana have a problem with men who have options?
No.
I'm curious because one time I was I was at a shop, right? And women were having a conversation. Two young girls were having a conversation. I think they all had kids, right? They were baby mamas. And one of them was telling the other one about an encounter she had with the boyfriend or the baby daddy. And so like the baby daddy was, she thinks the baby daddy is talking to other girls or something. But before the girl could even finish the statement, the other girl just went into a frenzy and were like, me, I don't condone those things, so beat the guy, hit him with a stick, stab him. And it's like the emotions took over. And I'm just standing right behind them and I'm just being just like, wow. Hit him, punch him, stab him. Whoa.
And I'm pretty sure nobody came to help him.
But you see, the thing is, the moment she started to talk over the other lady, the girl didn't even finish, because clearly you could see the girl likes the guy, but she doesn't like the idea that the guy is probably sleeping with other people. But when you jump in and you give somebody that idea that they should do X, Y, and Z to somebody out of how you feel or whatever experience you have had, the girl is quiet. So guess what? What if she tried it? What if? I'm not saying about any sex at all, you hate anybody or treat anybody badly. But what you call cheating is basically somebody who has options. Because there's many of you who want the same thing that you want with the same man that you have. That's basically it. What you call cheating is options. If you are the best option of all the other,
and it's exercising,
and you are the one he's with, I don't see what you have to worry about. Really. If you're unsure of your position in court.
No, but personally, the only thing about cheating is the deception behind it. If I'm a caliber of man I am,
like men don't have to lie to you. Because
lie to you.
Ideally, you know the kind of man that you're with. If you're with a man who, by in every fabric of choosing men, he's a better option. There are other women who are probably much less attractive than you,
do the same
or
thing.
probably more attractive than you, who want the same thing that you want.
And will do better, treat him better.
Your problem is actually not your man. What it means is you, my lady, have good taste, and other women want your shit.
They also have good taste.
So maybe you would have to step your game up. Because if a man is on the other end, whereas life is unfair for him, we don't cuddle them and pat them on the back. We tell them to
Get your shit.
Fix their shit. That's it. If we are in a society where you tell men to fix their shit, and they do fix their shit, and then they end up at the point of the pinnacle of their lives, it's very difficult for them to actually not explore their options. If you want to understand it this way, when you go home, dear lady, ask your boyfriend, or any male,
Figure.
all the people who want to sleep with you, ask any of them. Ask, dear lady, just ask any guy that. In an ideal world, just ask your male friend. Maybe your boyfriend won't tell you because his brother doesn't want to break your heart or something. But ask men that you know around. Just ask them randomly that if in an ideal world, if they could sleep with anybody else apart from their girl, with no judgment or never being caught or never having any issue, would they try it? And watch the answer.
I'm pretty sure some will lie, but
No. Yes, let's even take out those who will lie. Let's look at an average people who would agree.
have faith in my guys. They'll tell the truth.
Oh, please, men can lie. Men lie.
They have to.
Men
People
lie.
don't like hearing the truth.
Men lie.
They can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
No, it's quite surprising to me because you want the best option as a woman, and the best option is also wanted by other women. That's the part I never
So
understand.
why would he choose you? That's the question.
That's a good question to actually ask yourself.
Look in the mirror. Look at me, nice girl. Apart from all this, people can have this. What else do I have to offer to a man like that?
Because if a man is being what they're supposed to be, and they rise up to where they're supposed to be, you as a woman who understands the role you're going to play in their lives, what really do you have to offer the person that maybe other women will not offer? Forget the people you don't like. We are talking about those that you like. Because obviously we know you don't like those other people who like you. Because there's a large number of losers mixed with normal people out there who you probably wouldn't give the time of day. But the people that you like specifically, ask yourself that if your friend or other women around who weren't close to you spent a week, if every female friend you had spent a week with your boyfriend, would you still be in a relationship? You'll like to over to you.
My lady, all I'm saying is you can't use most men as your...
Oh, she can. You're allowed to. Feel free.
Well, you can actually,
Same with
but-
men.
do
Feel free,
what you
say it.
think is right. I hope you get the best.
Oh no,
Results.
I'm sure she has the best results. She's just saying it. She probably has a man out there. And I'm all about if your method is working, carry on. If it's not working, you see, maybe it's time to have some conversation with yourself, an honest conversation. You don't have to have it with your friends. Your friends will lie to you. But have an honest conversation with yourself and realize, is my method working?
If you can't have a conversation with yourself, maybe hit us up. Maybe we can do some.
No, I mean, I would love to have it
Back and
because
forth.
I'm really curious. I would love to ask you, like, what kinds of men do you meet? Because I've said it before. I don't believe that a lot of women, or even any lady in this crowd, goes out with the sole intention of finding somebody to date. Like you decide that because there's many options from school, from uni. The doctors, the army officers, the lieutenants, the top generals, all those people, they were in your school. They were on your campus.
I didn't give a fuck. Because they weren't doctors yet. They weren't officers yet. They were
Maybe you
just-
could try that method. I just gave you free game. Because when you go into the real world, it's actually much more difficult to find what you're looking for. You have to comb through a lot of frogs to find the prince. And usually by the time you find the prince usually doesn't really need you.
And you come and sit on TikTok and start saying...
Oh, no. What she said is what she said. Because it's...
Well, I'm just saying what she said. I'm not saying it, but...
I don't like the unaliving part.
I think she was referring to
But
something.
what are the stats that back that? And like, are you saying that like people are going around just unaliving women?
And we are condoning it or something.
But let's just say hypothetically, right? It happens rampantly. Do you think condemning the man would solve the problem? the one who you say built the world that you're living in, do you think condemning him will change the situation? Wouldn't you love to have a conversation with one of these men, talking to him, through him to the other men, and know maybe why? Because I would love to have a conversation with a lady and then ask, why? But then I understand the why. Because, no, for real, I understand the why. I won't blame a lady for it if I'm, because I believe now at my age that the woman that you tend to pick shows the status of me as a person, where I am and the kind of man that I am. It's in the choice that I pick. So if I get some wayward shorty, at the shy self, see, I would go around the toxic woman be bad because I picked her.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you the other time.
It's my fault.
Marriage and single thing. Remember?
You know, it's my fault.
Fine.
If you're picking people who are unaliving you,
Sure, bubble.
I don't agree with those men who do that. I think it's a disgusting thing to do, and no man should ever
put a hand on.
Yeah, treat a woman like that. It doesn't make sense because, dear men, change the way you look at women. If that's the case, let's say hypothetically, all Ghanaian men disrespect the woman. Dear men, change the fabric of, like that fabric of imagination you have about women. They're not just sex objects or whatever. They shape the physical appearance of you. The woman you go born will determine the kind of kitty you go get. That's factual. But then with women, if you should just have honest conversations with yourselves. Is your method working? If it's working, continue. If it's not, TikTok can't save you. It really can't. Over to you.
That's what I have to say. I don't really have much to say about her. She said what she said. We said what we said.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Because between both of us, one of us is growing. And it's not me.
The fuck?
What do you mean by that?
Bro. Yeah. That's a shot too.
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
Y'all know that. Anyways, if you like this video, comments or whatever if you agree with us, disagree with us, let us know in the comment section.